Welcome back, guys, to another Friday Gamer Log. As usual, I'll be talking about the games that I've been playing, games that will be coming up here in the direct future for YouTube, and any games I would like to buy or have bought. So, without further ado, let's get this thing started. Alright, as far as Command Mission is concerned, it's mainly been more of the same old, the same stuff that I have been doing in Command Mission. Just been doing a little bit of level grinding while deploying units to collect stuff and whatnot. I've been going through the Eternal Forest lately, trying to get all the stuff from the different paths there. I've only done a couple of the different paths so far, though. But we'll get that all completed and everything eventually, though. I haven't bought any more figure tokens or anything. Pretty much the only thing that I've really done any different this past week in Command Mission is do a little bit in the Eternal Forest. That's about it. And like I said, deploying units. Other than that, pretty much just the same old. As far as Mother 3/Earthbound 2 is concerned, I made it to Tane Island. After battling it out with Master Eddie, I was left with 1 HP for everybody. And we couldn't move on anywhere until we had eaten these mushrooms. Boney was the only one who didn't eat any of the mushrooms. Lucas, Kumator, and Duster all had at it. Yet somehow Boney managed to recover all of his health. I wonder how come. Whatever though, doesn't matter. I like this section of the game. It's kind of creepy and funny at the same time. Obviously, everybody gets high off of the mushrooms. Everybody except Boney, of course. It's kind of creepy because you see these mailboxes. They say some weird things, and you also see various characters from throughout the game as you make your way through the island to the next Magypsy. Still though, I kinda like this portion of the game. I like the little frog at the beginning of the island who's inside of the snake. Kinda funny. Like I said, after they woke up from their high and everything, well, they're still high and whatnot, they recovered all their health and whatnot. I made my way through all the forest and everything. Came up to this hot spring, which actually isn't quite a hot spring. You'll notice that Boney didn't hop in, because he actually sees what that really was. I like this mailbox. There's nothing in the mailbox except for the 1,000 rat corpses. See, they just say some weird things. Yeah, the hot spring was a toxic waste dump, or just a waste dump. The actual hot spring is just right behind it through this door. It's pretty nasty, but whatever. I made my way to the next Magypsy, Lydia, who prefers just to be called Missy or Mixie. The effect of the shrooms was so strong on Lucas, Kumator, and Duster that it actually made this Magypsy look normal. Once we got there, she noticed that everybody was high on the shrooms and whatnot, so she told everybody to line up, and she went through and hit everybody with a stick or a plank or something. Whatever she used, it knocked them back to normal, knocked the sense back into them. Once she had finished doing all that and everything, she told us that she had all of our items that we lost in the battle against Master Eddie back in the ocean. Her friend had picked them up. Beach combing, as they call it. Her friend Ocho apparently loves to do that. As soon as the high wore off, we got to see what Mixolydia looks like. It looks quite a bit different whenever we're not high on shrooms. Ocho gave us back all of our items and everything, which was nice. Once we got back all of our items and everything, I made my way towards the next needle, which is whenever I came across the barrier trio. I like this boss, kinda cracks me up. Not really an evil boss, but not really a good boss. It's some barrier trio that was created by this Magypsy to protect the needle. Barrier gal, barrier man, and barrier dude. Pretty funny little boss. I like their final attack. Struck one final pose. It was spectacular. I love that. As soon as we defeated the barrier trio and everything, the Pig Mask army showed up again. All the Pig Mask majors and whatnot. One of them rolled out a red carpet for the Masked Man's arrival. As soon as the Masked Man got there, a little face-to-face confrontation between him and Lucas happened. stared each other down as all these colors flashed and everything. That's when he took out this sword and struck Lucas with it. And you see right here. After doing that, of course, he gets his applause from the pig masks. Then he gets to pull the next needle. I like the Masked Man. I think that he's a pretty cool character, and I like his backstory and what his identity eventually ends up being revealed as. I think that he's pretty cool. I like his little sword that makes the lightning and everything. Overall, I do like the Masked Man. I think that he's a pretty cool and well thought out villain, personally. As soon as the Masked Man had pulled the needle, the pig mask army and the Masked Man and everybody had vanished. They were all gone, took off. And Missy had showed up and gave us her memento. After she gave us her memento, of course, she faded away, vanished and everything. She told us to go see her friend Ocho at the shore that we arrived on, and he would give us a ride back to our homeland and everything, get us off Tain Tain Island. So, of course, after I left Missy, I went back to see Ocho. She told us to go find Mapson in our hometown, our home area, whatever. Home island, whatever you want to call it. So, like I said, we made our way back to the shore and got a ride from Ocho. I love how he has the words taxi written on his back. Kind of funny. I think it's kind of cute how Boney tries to get on him and fails at first. Has a little bit of trouble getting up onto him. Kind of cute. But like I said, we got a ride back from Ocho through the ocean and everything. We seen a couple of oxygen machines talking to each other, the little mermen or whatever. I like the music that plays throughout the entire ocean segment and area and everything. I'm especially happy that I don't have to backtrack through the entire ocean segment on foot, or however you want to look at it. That would just be really, really annoying. So it's pretty nice that Ocho could give us a ride back to our homeland and whatnot. As soon as we got back to our home island, Ocho took off, and that's when we started looking around for Mapson. It didn't take us very long after we got back to the main island before we came across Mapson. Once we found him, he marked the place where Lonia lives on our map. And of course, we went ahead and headed there. We were also given a jar of pickles from Missy to give to Lonia. But we dropped those whenever we tripped back there, so I had to take control of Boney for a little while and find the pickles to give to Lucas. After we did that, we made a little more progress and finally ended up at Lonia's house. Before we did that, though, I came across the Negative Man as I was making my way through the mountains. He's just kind of like a little bonus enemy, kind of a funny guy. He doesn't really do anything to you. He's just there to beat up on. But like I said, we made it to Lonia's house and talked to her. We gave her the jar of yummy pickles that was given to us to give to her. She was really happy to have them, said that that'd be the last thing she'd eat before she passed away. Said she loved the pickles. As she told us that some vines were frozen in time that were protecting the last needle, and she gave us waters of time to put on those vines so that they'd come to life and die off so that we could get access to there. We also met up with the Saturn as soon as we were done talking to Lonia. The Saturn that took our courage badge, he'd finished polishing it and it became the Franklin badge. After the business was done with Mr. Saturn, we continued to make our way to the temple where the last needle was at. Or actually second to last, but still. Just followed the path up there where we once again came across the Pig Mask Army and the Masked Man. They were trying to just break through the vines with force, but were epic failing at doing so. The Pig Masks were getting frustrated with the Clay Man for failing to break open the vines and everything. That's when the Masked Man stepped in. Whenever the Clay Man just kept failing, the Masked Man chucked a bomb to try to open it up, which failed and also destroyed the Clay Man in the process. Right after that happened, the pig masks noticed that Lucas and the gang was there and a little battle happened. I actually lost the first round against the two pig mask majors and the pig mask colonel because I didn't realize that my health and my PP was so low. I wasn't well prepared for the battle at all. But the second time I came into the battle, I won without much trouble at all. They went down pretty easily. It was a fun battle though, I enjoyed it. As soon as the battle against the pig mask colonel and the two pig mask majors got over, the masked man stepped in to try to take matters into his own hands, and well, that was his own mistake. He tried to strike us with lightning using that sword like he did before. But since we had the Franklin badge, that didn't work so well for the masked man. As with the Super Nintendo Earthbound, the Franklin badge reflects lightning. So whenever the masked man struck Lucas with the lightning from the sword, it reflected it right back to the masked man, who knocked him back. And after that, the masked man jumped at us and another battle started directly after the battle with the pig mask colonel and majors. The masked man was, it was pretty challenging. He put up a pretty good fight. But once he was all down and out, the masked man got all stunned with his suit all messing up on him. All the pig masks ran away. Once the pig masks ran away, the masked man made his retreat too and flew away. And as to be expected, after all that craziness got over, we used the waters of time on the vines and destroyed the vines. Pretty neat little cutscene here, I suppose. They put the water of time onto the vines and everything, then the vines start sprouting flowers, which die off like immediately. Carrots, flowers, yeah, flowers. They died off immediately and the vines opened up. And as to be expected, we entered the little temple here, where we found the next needle, of course. The final needle until the end of the game, I believe. Once we got inside, before we could pull the needle, Lonia wanted to teach Kumatora a new PSI spell. One that she originally didn't want Kumatora to have, but she decided to go ahead and teach it to her now. So she taught Kumatora how to use PK Starstorm, which is really cool. I'm really glad to have that magic at last. As soon as Kumatora learned how to use PK Starstorm, then it was time to pull the needle. Which, of course, the little usual happened. Lucas pulled the needle. Everything started shaking like a little fountain appeared. And once all that was said and done with, we learned our next PK Love spell. PK Love Omega, which is really nice to have, of course. And once again, as to be expected, after pulling the needle and everything, Lonia began to fade away. Lonia gave us her razor and lipstick, her memento, as to be expected again. That's whenever she faded away, and not long after that we started hearing music coming from outside. That's whenever we went outside and seen a flying limousine show up. Pretty neat little car. Shows up and takes us to Newport City. Once all that happened, Chapter 7 came to an end. Like I said, I like the little car. I like the music that plays during this little segment as well. Kumatora didn't like having to walk all the way around the limo. Whatever, though. Like I said, pretty much all that happened. We got into the limo and took us to Newport City. And with that, Chapter 7 came to an end and Chapter 8 began. I like Newport City. That's the place whenever you start seeing a lot of references and pictures and stuff from the SNES Earthbound, which is always nice and kind of nostalgic for me since that was the first Earthbound that I ever played and went through. Of course, being the only one that's ever been released here in North America. But still, I like all the little pictures and slideshows and stuff that they show you in Newport City for the SNES Earthbound. I like the inside of the limo too, it's pretty neat. But you can't really do much inside of it, sadly. Like I said, once Chapter 7 came to an end, Chapter 8 started. Showed us a little overview of New Pork City before Chapter 8 officially began. It's a pretty big town. Although I don't really care much for the New Pork City stage in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Normally I'd like really big open stages, like the Hyrule Temple stage from Melee. I like that one a lot. But for some reason, I just don't care much for the New Pork City stage in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Maybe I just haven't played enough of it to really warm up to it and like it a whole lot. Whatever though, like I said, I still like the Hyrule Temple stage a little bit more. As soon as it was done showing me bits and pieces of New Pork City, that's when Chapter 8, All Things, began. I like how you see different characters from Tazmily and stuff in New Pork City. That's pretty cool. A lot of them talk about whether or not they regret coming to New Pork and leaving Tazmily. Once I got to New Pork City, that's whenever I saved and quit on Earthbound 2/Mother 3 for now. So we're getting pretty close to the end of this game and finishing it off. As far as Final Fantasy V is concerned, the all-color mage run of it, I made my way a little further to the Forest of Moor. That's whenever the Guardian Tree Branch came out and opened up the path for us to enter the forest. I made my way a little deeper into the forest, and that's whenever a little cutscene with Exodeth occurred. He started to burn the forest down. I also learned another blue magic spell here in the forest, but we'll get to that later. My white and black magic is the exact same, so yeah, the only new spells I've learned is like one new blue magic spell, but like I said, we'll get to that later. This little part here started a series of events that just require you to basically wander around in circles and wait for an event to happen. First of which was wandering around until a Moogle popped up to tell us to come into a hole. So obviously I went into the hole and we just hung out down there, just waited until the flames had died down. There's also a little recovery spring down here where we got full health again. So that was pretty nice. Once it was okay to come up, we did, and we came to this dead end where the tree branch did its thing and opened up a path to the main big tree up there that you see right there. Pretty neat little cutscene, I suppose. Yeah, you see right here the branch is getting ready to do its thing. It like gets rid of the 3 smaller trees that you see in front and like I said, opens up a path to the main tree that's right there. Obviously, whenever the path got opened, I went inside of the tree, where we came across 4 seals. We got attacked by the seals, which was pretty much just a battle against 4 crystals. Earth, fire, air, and water. Once each of the crystals got low on health, that particular crystal would start attacking with the strongest magic of its particular element. So the fire crystal, once it got low on health, would start using fire 3. The wind crystal would start using arrow 3, stuff like that. Overall, the battle, it took a little while, but still wasn't too bad. I mainly had Lena continually heal. I had her put shell on everybody. I had Bart's dual cast protect on everybody. I took out all the crystals by casting Death Claw on them and then attacking them once. Pretty easy strategy. Since I had Protect and Shell on everybody, none of their attacks did much damage. So the battle took a little while, but overall really wasn't all that hard or anything. It was a really fun battle though, I enjoyed it. As soon as the battle got over, Exdeath showed up and revealed that those seals were the crystals that we were just fighting with. Then he takes control of the crystals and starts using their power on Bart's, Lena, Ferris, and Galif. Pins him up against the wall with him. As you see right here, all 4 of them get pinned up against the wall with the crystals. Krill began to sense that something wrong was happening with Galif, so she hopped on the Windrake and flew to the scene, of course interfered and everything. She stopped Exdeath for a moment, but only for a moment, that is. Right after Exdeath got hit and then got back up, he started attacking Kara, as you'll see here in just a moment. The attack with the crystal stopped temporarily, up until Exdeath decided to start beating up Kara. or Krill, whatever name you want to call her. I'm kind of used to calling her Kara because I played the Super Nintendo version a lot. But I believe it's Krill in all the other versions. Still though, Kara just seems like a more fitting name, I guess. Maybe that's just because that was the first name that I knew her by. Whatever the case, so X-Death put this little force field around Kara and started slamming her around the room and everything. She got injured pretty badly as she kind of fell over there. Galuf didn't much appreciate X-Death doing that to his granddaughter. Before he could do much, X-Death started attacking with the crystals again. That didn't stop Galuf though. He continued to slowly make his way towards the crystals. And X-Death told him, you don't want to do that. If you keep doing that, it's going to shatter this crystal. But Galuf really didn't care. It was worth it for Krill, his granddaughter, I suppose. So that crystal shattered. Then he knocked Krill out of the barrier. Hopped in himself. Then the barrier, like, got absorbed into Galuf or something right here, as you see. Made Galuf really powerful. Then he attacked X-Death in a battle against X-Death, started a one-on-one fight. Immediately he hit Galuf for more HP than what he has, but that didn't kill Galuf off. Pretty much it's just a little story event. I went through the whole little battle with X-Death, and after that was over, X-Death took the 3 remaining crystals and teleported away. And this here is one of my least favorite parts of the game, what happens to Galuf. Everybody slowly recovers to their feet and then surrounds Galuf. And yep, it's pretty sad what happens to him. I actually like Galuf a lot. I thought that he's a pretty cool character. It's no fun whenever Krill takes over for him. Well, actually it's still fun, but it's just not the same. Galuf was a really cool character. I really liked him. Everybody gathers around and tries to heal him up using cures and Phoenix Downs and spells and everything. Nothing works though. Galuf tells them that his time has come, he's ready to pass away. Which of course, Krill doesn't exactly want that to happen to her grandpa. Everybody's trying to heal him right now, elixirs and stuff. After Galuf passed away, it triggered another one of those events where I have to just kind of wander around for a few minutes before the next story event automatically kicks in. So of course I did that. I just kind of wandered around inside the tree waiting for Kara to get ready, or Krill, whatever name you want to call her. Most likely I'm going to keep calling her Kara, even though her name in this game is Krill. Like I said, just because that's what I'm used to calling her. Whatever the case though, Galuf started calling Kara, like telepathically or spiritually or however you want to look at it. Galuf said that the tree was granting him the powers to talk to Kara temporarily. So he spoke to Kara throughout this little cutscene here, and he gave Krill his powers, his abilities, or however you want to look at it. Drop that item, or whatever that thing is. Looks kind of weird. But Krill takes that, and she gets all of Galuf's abilities and everything. I'm pretty sure that Galuf and Krill actually have completely different stats. You pretty much have to raise and level up Galuf as you would Krill, pretty much, for at least from what I've read, that's how it is. But whatever the case, after Krill got all of Galuf's abilities, the Windrake showed up and we flew away. I saved and quit right after we left the forest and everything. I've still been enjoying this run so far. It hasn't been very hard so far lately. Throughout this entire run, pretty much, it hasn't been hard at all. Just gotta know how to manage your magic and everything. Like I said, I got another new blue magic spell, this one right here. It's pretty much a song that has the same effect as the spell Mini. Other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. As far as Final Fantasy IV The After Years, the hunt for the Mind Flayer summon goes, still been working towards it, but I haven't had any luck getting it, still. I put quite a bit of time into this particular chapter. We will get the Mind Flayer summon eventually, though. I've been making sure to fight underneath a Wanting Moon, because that's the moon that a green dragon will appear under. They'll appear in these eggs that you crack open. They're really easy to take out if you know what to do. I just crack them open and use the Cockatrice summon. kills them immediately, trying to get some green tails while I'm trying to get the Mind Flayer summoned. Both are rare items, and the green dragons only appear underneath the Wanting Moon. So far, I haven't had much luck getting all that, though. As far as the coin farming on Super Smash Bros. Melee is concerned, I made a little bit more progress on it. I've been playing it a little bit this week. I've been enjoying that and everything. The Race to the Finish minigame in the Classic mode gives pretty good coins, so I've been doing that quite a bit because it doesn't take too long. I have 500 coins now, as of last time I played it. As far as Game & Watch Gallery 4 is concerned, I played a little more in it and farmed up some more stars. Been working towards getting all that finished and whatnot. The last time that I played, I got to 144 stars. We only have to get 16 more before we'll be able to play the Zelda Game & Watch game. I unlocked another game to play here in the museum. It's right here, Safe Buster. Little instructions that tell you how to play it and everything right there. I'm not going to play it right now, though. The last game that I got any stars in was Octopus, the modern version of it. I only got 1 star in it, but still, that's still getting us that much closer to getting the Zelda Game & Watch game. I only need 60 more stars. We'll get it done eventually. We're getting closer and closer each time. I like the Octopus game. That was pretty fun, even though I only got 1 star in it. I'm sure that I can get more if I'd be more careful while playing it, but I get impatient and try to score a ton of points really quickly. As far as video game purchases is concerned, I'd like to get this game right here, Sunset Riders for the Super Nintendo. It's kind of like a Western-themed Contra. I really like this game. It's a lot of fun. I haven't seen it anywhere, like in stores or anything, but I will pick it up eventually. I do think it's a really fun game. I played it before, and I really do enjoy it. So I look forward to getting Sunset Riders at some point or another down the road. But that's pretty much it for as far as casual gaming is concerned throughout this whole week. I'm getting pretty close to the end of all the RPGs that I started, and I've got quite a bit of files in various RPGs. I haven't made much progress in leveling up the Light Warriors in Final Fantasy 1 to take out Omega and Shinryu, but we'll get to that whenever we get to that. And well, that is it for today's Friday Gamer Log, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you for watching.